What's going on, everybody? Uh, this is something I've kind of wanted to talk about for a while. I know I said that I would do reviews for Flash and Arrow. Um, I gotta say, I really can't. Maybe Flash I could have, but after watching the first episode, I decided I couldn't do it because it's just all I'll say is Arrow, not Arrow, but Flash is a little bit more tolerable than Arrow to me. Arrow is absolutely not a good show, in my opinion. I know a lot of you may see this and say, "Oh, you're just a Marvel fanboy. Your your own YouTube channel's called Marvel Nerds." Blah blah blah. I get that. I understand. You can derive that from that, but I got people that watch the show. I know people that watch the show who love the shows, who's been there since day one. I've been a sporadic watcher of Arrow, more sporadic watcher of Arrow than Flash. I've watched Flash a little bit more, even though it's only just in the third season. But I pretty much watched all of season four. I watched most of season three. I know pretty much the backstory of the characters and everything. But my point is, Arrow is just so bad. It's it's just not a good show anymore. I mean, early on, yeah, it was a good show. It was pretty good. I'm not gonna say it was the best shows on TV or anything like that. I know a lot of people love the show. That's cool. I mean, you have your opinion. You like a show. That's awesome. Whatever. But for me, I just it's something I've heard from a lot of people, a lot of higher people, a lot more popular YouTubers than we are, obviously, who I agree with. The show is just not good. Uh, Flash, I can see it's starting to go down that road where it's starting to venture off into bad territory. And Flash is early on, season one, season two, pretty promising shows. Now, season three, I just don't like the way it's going. You know, one of my biggest gripes is, and I mean, somebody may say, okay, that's not that. I mean, it's not a big something that they would disagree with me on, but the fact that okay, Flash goes back at the end of season two, saves his mom from dying, and lives in that new timeline, the Flashpoint timeline, where his mom's alive. His dad never went to prison, obviously, because he didn't get convicted of murdering his mom, and his dad's not dead from at the end of season two, where Zoom killed his father. So he's living 3 months in this new timeline where his parents are alive and well, everything's going great, but he's not the Flash on this in this new timeline. I mean, he still has the power of Flash, but he's not Flash really anymore, and everything's changed. Uh, all these people that he's grown up with pretty much his whole life from the original timeline is, Joe. I mean, they're just partners. Not really partners. They just work in the same department. Iris doesn't really know. She doesn't know him. Obviously, really, maybe like just the first episode of season three, they talk about they run into each other, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I remember you from elementary school." But, he still has all the memories of all these other of the other timeline, but everything's different. Cisco's millionaire or whatever. He runs Star City Labs or whatever it's called. Caitlin, she's an optometrist or something. I can't remember. So like everything's totally different. He comes back, or he goes back in time, and because he's starting to lose all his memories from that other timeline, from the original timeline. He's starting to lose all the memories from that. So he's like, "Hey, I want to go. I want to change that back and go back to the original timeline." Well, he does that. Kills his. He got to go let his mom be killed and go back to the way he thinks it will be. So he does all that. Long story short, everything's changed still, even though the same event happened from season one, and pretty much everything now in this other new timeline is totally different. I mean, there's a lot of similarities from the original timeline, but it's pretty much totally different. All right, here's one of my biggest griefs. Okay, so Flash, he runs over, meets Felicity, and tells her all the stuff I just talked about. And the only thing that's changed, I mean, these shows are supposed to be connected, all right? They're connected like their own little universe on the CW. The only thing that has changed is John Diggle has a son instead of a daughter. That's it. Oliver Queen's mayor. He's still the Green Arrow. Yada, yada, yada. All this is still exactly the same as in season 4 ended of Arrow. Nothing is different. Except John Diggle has a son instead of a daughter. That's it. So you're telling me one show, The Flash, pretty much is flipped on its head, totally different. I mean, all the characters' lives are drastically different from the original timeline, in a sense. The other show, Arrow, nothing's changed. Except a character has a son instead of a daughter. Diggle still killed his brother. Uh, Oliver Queen, I mentioned everything's same with him. Felicity, same. The nuke went off, killed all those people. Nothing's different. I still watch the shows. Don't get me wrong, I still watch the shows. I kind of want to see. I'm kind of interested to see what happens, but my interest in me liking the shows is just it's just not good anymore. It's really not. I really hope this is the last season of Arrow. Flash is okay. It's bearable, and it's the acting is not great. It's better on Flash than it is Arrow. It's very corny. Both shows are very corny, very cheesy, and you can only take so much of that after a while. It gets old and cringy, and just it's just can't watch it. It's just, I mean, I do watch it, but it's very hard for me. That's what I'm trying to say is. So I mean, that's just my opinion. You guys might have a different opinion. I don't know. You might have the same opinion. You might hate it even more than I do. I don't know. But other than that, I appreciate you guys watching our stuff. Please continue to like, comment, and share our videos. Help us get 50 likes on this video. And we'll talk to you guys soon.